Hi guys, and this time is Ghost of Tabor. You start the game in your bunker hideout. There's an armory where you keep your weapons and even a storeroom for your loose items and valuables you're holding on to. The bunker is huge too, with a lot of areas meant for crafting, performing surgery on yourself, and so on. So anyway, you grab your gear, more on that later, and go to the terminal to deploy to a raid. The loading times are extremely quick, and you'll be in raid in 30 seconds at the most. After joining and loading, you'll be standing, equipped in your chosen gear somewhere in the raid map. So you start walking around, looking in containers and boxes for anything of the value that you can show in your backpack. You'll probably hear gunshots pretty soon. That's because all around the raid map are these guys, the Phoenix. They dress in basically civilian clothes and are pretty lightly armed with pistols, submachine guns, and rifles. You can even sneak up on the Phoenix members if you approach quietly enough and they aren't looking at you. Everyone you kill will drop their weapon and some magazines for it, so if you want to get another weapon and some ammo, Phoenix members are an easy way to get them. They're basically scavs from Escape from Tarkov, and are hostile to everyone that isn't them. Of course, as you're scavenging loot from the map and fighting Phoenix, you'll come to realize that they aren't the main threat. Other girls, other players are. You can tell other players from how their body moves and that they're wearing military fatigues. Every player's mic is always on, and other players can hear you talk, so you can freely chat and try to negotiate your way out of a gunfight if you care to try. Though if you start talking, they'll be able to hear exactly where you are. They might try to shoot you to get your stuff, or just because they'll think you'll shoot them. All of the social dynamics in Escape from Tarkov are here in Ghost of Tabor, except with the added benefit of the greater emotion, body language, and interactivity VR. You can even throw down your gun and raise your hands to try to surrender. That's one of the things that makes Tarkov VR truly amazing. Each raid is a generous timer of 45 minutes to an hour. You have to find an extraction radio and leave it at some point during that time. Dying is another way to leave a raid, but you probably don't want to do much of that. Green glow sticks here a radio, lit up green show you when you are in an extract that you can use. Even better, you can now see what directions extracts you are using in compass at the top of your view. So there's no need to take your headset off and fiercely google what the extracts are like you would when you're new to Tarkov. You get a holster for a pistol and a holster for a long gun like a rifle or SMG. If you want to hold a knife, you'll get a pouch on your chesting for that. Guns are heavily moddable just like in Escape from Tarkov 2, and you find and buy all sorts of attachments for them that you then physically slot onto the gun. The entire carrying experience is way more than personal and in-depth since you're doing it to your actual body instead of just clicking and dragging things on a screen. You can craft bullets within the right materials and your very own workbench. More crafting will come. There's insurance too, just like in Escape from Tarkov. You pay a portion of the item's worth upfront, and if you die but nobody takes your insured item out of the raid, you get to keep it. Since loot is all physical objects, any that you want to store you'll need to put on special loot shelves that will save the item for later. Just leaving stuff lying around your bunker will make it disappear. You can also sell anything from the assault rifles to spark plugs by putting them on the conveyor in the trade room and selecting which trader you want to sell it to. Just like in Tarkov, the progression isn't only based off what items you manage to board here in VR. The traders give missions that give you reputation points when completed, as well as cash. Selling a trader enough stuff and getting enough reputation with them means that you level up them and buy even more better equipment from them. There's a bazaar that you can go through a menu option where you can browse each of the trader kiosks and buy